Bosh, sir. Private Stringer was pointing. He and Munns were hunched behind their Lewis gun looking downhill, their flushed young faces grim and serious. I followed their lead and I spotted them, a clutch of field gray figures 300 yards away in the gloom. They appeared to be forming up.
"I can't see a damned thing from this angle,"
muttered Captain Ferguson, which was pretty much exactly what I'd warned him of when he insisted we set up here. He stood with his elbows buried in the dirt at the top of the trench, brass-rimmed field glasses clamped to his eyes.
"GHQ says the 1st Guards Reserve are moving into our sector. The General is anxious for some confirmation. I don't need to tell you, Malcolm, that's one of their elite units."
"So you reckon the Germans are moving in fresh troops for another counterattack?" I said. "It's unbelievable. We took the hill 2 weeks ago and they're still at it." He lowered his glasses.
"Yeah, that's a strong possibility."
"Well, Ferguson, unconfirmed albeit far-fetched rumors have it that you're an intelligence. What now?" Ferguson rolled his eyes. Then he stared at me. I stared back at him. It ended in stalemate. It was eerily similar to how the war had progressed these past few years. "All right, I'll go," I said finally with a weary sigh. I tucked my field glasses under my tunic and yanked at the leather strap of my helmet, not that a well-fastened helmet ever helped. Ferguson clapped me on the back.
"I owe you one, MacPhail."
"Stringer, Munns," I said, grabbing my rifle. "I need to take a closer look. Keep your eyes open." "Sir." They grasped the rims of their tin helmets in a good-natured salute. Munns had his lucky charm, a dog-eared rabbit's foot clenched in his hand. Cautiously, I crawled out of the trench. An uneasy quiet had descended on Hill 70, but there was always the threat of a sniper lurking unseen, somewhere out there in the wasteland. With that thought in mind, it didn't take me long to work my way around the wired fence posts and the small rise in the ground that were obstructing our view. I rolled into a vacant shell hole not 30 feet ahead of Ferguson and the 2 privates. Down the slight slope in the direction of Lens's ruined, red-brick northern suburbs and a huge black pyramid of coal mine tailings off in the distance, I saw the squad of soldiers assembling. There were more than I expected, maybe 50 of them. I couldn't tell for certain at this distance. The light was poor as the watery sun prepared to set, and thick dark clouds were sweeping across. It would rain again soon. This group was preparing to move. Was it another counterattack? A red Vari-flare shot up into the sullen sky. Someone else had spotted them too. A minute later, a shell whistled overhead, closely followed by others, and a succession of explosions detonated in the German lines. Almost immediately, a double green flare soared upwards out of the chaos and began its lazy descent. The Germans were calling for their own artillery to retaliate. As I stared, there was a massive boom, followed by darkness. Giant shovelfuls of earth were dumped upon me. Then silence, black and absolute, like death. After a bit I heard voices and felt an arm tugging frantically at mine. I coughed and wheezed as they pulled me free. The damp, smoky air smelled fresh, and I inhaled deep lungfuls of it. Shakily I rose to my feet, brushing at my tunic. My rescuers shook their heads in astonishment.
"Are you sure you're all right, fellow?"
I pushed them away, and in a fog, I stumbled back to where Ferguson, Stringer, and Munns were sheltering. One wall of the trench had collapsed. A solitary torn helmet and a blood-streaked timber protruded from the earth. The shell had hit the trench, almost dead on. At the sight, I closed my eyes. 3rd of October, 1917. 3 miles east of Hersin-Compagnie, near Lens, France. The crater-sized pothole appeared out of nowhere. I wrenched the steering wheel to the right, the front wheels shot off the road, and the car slammed to an abrupt stop. I was on my way from Corps headquarters to another reconnaissance in the front line, this time as the division's newest intelligence officer. But now my car from the divisional pool was half in the ditch, with a worrisome plume of steam emanating from the hood.